Hello all and welcome to another Winged Review. Now a lot of people have ideas for books they'd like to get published but never get around to it. I've had 2 books on the go for over a decade now that I still haven't finished. But one of my friends has not only had a book published but she actually did a really good job with it. So introducing Kate Starmer's The Nutters. There you go. Now, I love Kate, she's awesome, so as much as I would like to just say, of course it's a good book, Kate wrote it and knock off for an early lunch, I'd like to think I'm a little bit more professional than that, so we're going to have a little bit more of an in-depth look. So, this apparently started off as a collection of short stories that Kate did about people she knows because everyone she knows is crazy, and she just put it all together and, well, this was the end result. And she initially was just saying that it was a silly little book about a mystery, and so I like a good old whodunit, so I gave it a go, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, pretty much start to finish. And it revolves around Albert and Rose Nutter. I keep calling her Kate Nutter, but it's Rose Nutter. Kate's the author. And so Albert and Rose Nutter. Albert was a police officer, got stabbed, had to retire, so opened up his own private investigation firm. I don't know how easy it is to open up your own private investigation firm, but he did it. And they get a few little jobs. Then they get their first big job, which is what this is mostly about. Someone's getting some hate mail, threatening to release some sort of secrets which would ruin them and all that sort of thing. So they hire the Nutters to investigate who's doing it, find out why, put an end to it, yada yada yada. As they're doing the investigation, other stuff happens in the village which they get caught up in, and it's all sort of related around together. So it was a really good story and I really enjoyed it. At the start it was quite funny and I was giggling most of the way through it, but then once the mystery sort of kicks in, the comedy does take a sort of a back seat, but there's still some funny stuff happening every now and again throughout it to sort of keep it all going. So it was really nicely paced. There was also some really creepy moments as well. One guy in it, Ivan Oda, brilliant name, made me giggle every time. He's a bit of a stalker, and there's some stuff in it where it sort of goes into his past and his thoughts and all that, and some of them are really creepy. And I wasn't expecting, considering what Kate had been saying about it, that it was just a silly little comedy book with the mystery thing, to have these creepy elements to it. It was quite a nice surprise and actually made the book even better. So it just all worked out really well. The ending, I'm not going to ruin anything to do with the ending, but Kate, if you're watching this, hurry up with the sequel. It finished brilliantly, it was such a cliffhanger. It's one of those where just as you think everything's all nicely tied up together, something happens that leaves a few things unanswered, so it sort of continues a bit, but then the very last bit, it ended so well, and I can remember finishing it and thinking, how could you leave it like that? So, Kate, whenever you're doing this sequel, let me know. I will definitely give it a read. It's brilliant. I love this book, so as soon as the sequel's done, I really want to know what happens next. The only little issues that I had with the book, I have mentioned this to Kate, was that I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi, and there were a few occasions where things weren't quite correct and all that. Well, like with this is the only one I could actually find to show. Hopefully might be a little bit blurry. Where is it? I think it's in the middle of the page somewhere. Where is it? There it is. It's a little bit blurry, but it's got there. No, it's not. Where's it gone? Am I on the right page? Yeah. Oh no, there it is. God, I'm so sorry, he said to the man, with the speech mark being at the end of the sentence rather than after he said, oh god, I'm so sorry, whatever it was. So, and there was a couple of places where a word was repeated, so I had to sort of read it a few times to try and decipher what it should actually say. It didn't happen that often. I mean, every book has a few errors, and Kate did say that she read through it numerous times, as did her publisher, so they changed a lot of things, but a few little errors have slipped through the net. It didn't happen all that often. Every book has a few, so really, considering this is her first book, she did a damn good job. So if that's the only thing that I've got to complain about, then the book must be really good. So if you fancy a bit of a read, it's not that long. So I mean, I read Game of Thrones and it took me so long, I'm not going to read the others. But this was absolutely brilliant, perfect, really good story, great characters, funny, good mystery, creepy, brilliant ending. Highly recommended. I will put a link in the description to Amazon if you want to give it a read. I don't know if it will be available across the pond in America or in other places, but you should still be able to get it at least and have it shipped over. So if you fancy a read, give it a go. I really enjoyed it. So if you like a good old whodunit with a bit of comedy in it, this is for you. See you next time.